Hey everyone, Chloe here and back with another hypergamous video. So let me start by saying that I totally get where Ayesha Curry is coming from. She's human. She was having a transparent moment with her family, and I applaud her for her honesty. And from a hypergamous perspective, what Ayesha Curry admitted to makes all the sense in the world. Women are the flowers of the world, y'all. Flowers attract bees. Flowers are expressions of beauty. They're most beautiful when they're in the sunlight, and they're most beautiful when they're receiving attention and appreciation. So, listen, y'all, and I'm always going to say this on my channel, it's in a woman's nature to be desired. And Aisha was having a transparent moment of honesty on Red Table Talk. And to me, her statement proves that women at their core want to be women first, and that a woman's femininity will always need stimulation because that's what makes a woman feel alive. Most women want to be, want to feel desired and attractive no matter how married or how single they are. Aisha has been with, forgive me if I keep butchering this girl's name. Aisha has been with Steph practically her whole life, since 15. And she didn't have a party phase, a thought phase, a whole phase, a reckless phase. So perhaps, maybe she's having a mini midlife crisis, or maybe she has an itch that needs to be scratched. They've been married 10 years and counting. They have three beautiful babies, and her husband is a global superstar. So he gets more than his fair share of validation, adoration, and celebrity attention. And he's a professional athlete. Professional athletes are pampered and catered to because their bodies are valuable. And Steph gets to do what he loves at the highest level. Who wouldn't be jealous of that? Or envious of that position? He's endlessly rewarded for his accomplishments. He gets to share that success with his teammates, and then, of course, the nationwide groupies, the strippers, from coast to coast, city to city. And I am sure as his wife, it can be hella overwhelming to have to deal and cope with that fame monster, that clout monster, that the aggression of groupies who are attracted to accomplished, successful men who are sitting on millions of dollars, and these are athletes. They have great bodies. So it's like they have it's like they have the whole package. So that's a lot of pressure for a family and a lot of power to carry for a professional athlete to carry. And we all know that groupies can be relentless. They will pull out all the stops to bag a baller because women by nature are drawn to men who have a lot of resources, and women are driven to compete uh, for those resources. So if you give a groupie an inch, she will turn that opportunity into a trap baby or a reality show. And these days and times, they do anything for clout. So I'm sure that's why Aisha admitted to being on anxiety medication. Because anxiety comes from wanting to control things that are out of your hands. Meanwhile, Aisha has a plain Jane job. It's a rewarding job, but it's a plain Jane job of taking care of the kids. Steph is always on the road, and he's always away from her all the time. And while she seems like a super terrific mom, being a mom day in and day out is a thankless job. No one is patting you on the back or giving you a parade for being mom of the year. Meanwhile, at the Red Table Talk discussion, we're missing a lot of context here. We don't know if Steph is starting to slip or if he's been caught out there. We don't know if the groupie energy is really getting out of pocket, or if Aisha is noticing something different about her husband. Maybe Steph isn't giving her the level of attention that she needs. So a lot of the context with what she admitted to is missing. But I do know, but I do need to say this, and I'm going to take it there. And some of y'all are going to be in your feelings, but Aisha does seem to be a little bit buttoned up. She may have her husband's resources at her disposal, but in her situation, she seems to be a typical church girl prototype. And a lot of the times, being a prototype can feel like a trap. Aisha comes off as Aisha. She kind of comes off as buttoned up, pious, led by her Christian morale, a little stuffy. And her statement to me is more a reflection uh, of her feeling like she's trapped in a role. And I do believe that Steph's mom, to a certain degree, does seem to have her on a bit of a tight leash, sprinkled with a little prisoner. So Ayesha is in a dilemma of frustration and isolation, all eyes on her, but not on her, a dilemma that she really can't break out of because of the expectations that come with, with Christian values. It's not like Ayesha can go smoke a blunt somewhere or hit a bong, or more importantly, she can't explore her dark side. And we all have a dark side, and that dark side is filled with desire, pleasure, lust, thrills, excitement, danger, escape. And as a buttoned up Susie homemaker, goody two shoe persona, not being able to give into your dark side or give your dark side some breathing room can actually backfire, because it can be repressive to act like a goody goody all the time. Especially because Asia has had such little opportunity to explore, her sexuality and her freedom. She's literally been with one man since 15, and now she's 30. And if you noticed in the Red Table Talk, if you've seen the Red Table Talk interview with Jada, Jada expressed being able to relate to Ayesha's feelings of invisibility early on in her marriage with Will because of the largeness of being married to Will Smith. But Jada doesn't have those issues or insecurities like Ayesha does. As Will's wife, Jada went about it in a different way. You can tell that Jada has explored her dark side within the confines of her marriage. Jada has real outlets. Not those fake outlets like being the cook in the cookbook and having the YouTube show. Those are still Susie homemaker outlets. Jada is not on a Christian leash. She's not on a leash. Jada was in a rock band called Wicked Wisdom. She got a lot of that dark side, that fire out of her spirit. And there have been rumors about Will and Jada's open marriage for years, but they practice discretion. Neither one of them has gotten sloppy or disrespectful. Jada has never publicly disrespected her husband, but you can tell with the both of them that they got the dark side out of their system. And you can tell that they encourage their children, Willow and Jaden, to have the freedom to express themselves so that they too can get it out of their system. And the earlier the better, the younger the better. Because when you refuse to accept that you have a pleasure seeking dark side, or when you shut off access to the dark side of your humanity, of who you are as a human being, you can come off as repressed and rigid. And then to make matters worse, the temptation to explore your dark side, it intensifies when you try to shut it off. And this is when people tend to make their biggest mistakes. Just look at Bill Cosby. He tried to portray the goody goody husband slash family man slash Cosby Show image, but in reality, he was a serial cheater. And now he's a convicted rapist. Messed up things can happen when your persona doesn't really align with who you really are. So, if Ayesha wants some male attention, she first needs to have an honest, no holds bar conversation with her husband. And in the meanwhile, she needs to put Steph's money to work, and level up. She's already a super pretty woman, but she has that cute, safe, kind of boring, girl next door, Cabbage Patch doll appeal. At this point in her life, she needs to break out of her shell. She needs to get her sexy up. She can do topical things like an upgrade, a makeover, dress more alluring, because she dresses kind of church-ish. She's super conservative with her image, but she needs to understand how to get into seductive mode, how to get into seduction mode. Femininity is more about more than being a pretty girl. And all women, no matter their tax bracket, that's why you need to subscribe to this channel. They need to understand that you need to understand allure. All women need to understand allure, mystery, seduction, and sex appeal, which is why you need to subscribe to this channel, because understanding those things will give you edge. Financially, Ayesha is good, because she already hit that once in a lifetime jackpot of marrying an accomplished man with millions in the bank. And Steph appears, like she says, he is a good guy. He appears to be a dedicated husband, a loving father. And as a bonus, he seems to come from a loving, caring, and supportive, stable family unit. His family doesn't come off as toxic or dysfunctional. So her bag is secured. So that's all I have to say for now. I know people will judge. People gonna come for Ayesha for her first world her problems, right? Or react with resentment as if she's not grateful for her breath, her blessings, which she never said she wasn't, But y'all know a lot of the times people are just committed to bashing and misunderstanding others, especially being a public figure or being married to one. It just makes you an easy target. And that's why Beyonce drinks water and minds her business. But what Ayesha said, about wanting attention, it isn't about wrong or right, in my opinion. It's about what's real. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think Aisha was being a little selfish? Do you think she embarrassed her husband? Let me know your thoughts. And I will catch up with you in the next one.